I've made both Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews 0 overalls, and the first player to reach 99 overall wins. Here's some of the ways that they can gain attribute upgrades. So 1 points can be 1 upgrade, every 5 shots is going to be 1 upgrade, whoever's team finishes higher in the standings is going to get an additional 10 points, and if the player's team reaches the playoffs, that's going to be another 50 points on top of that. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So season number 1 is not going to be too great as the Oilers are going to be finishing 31st in the entire league, which isn't much better than the Leafs who are finishing 32nd. Connor McDavid, a pretty slow season for him, 1 goal for 1 point including 25 shots, while Austin Matthews, he's having a better season, 3 goals and 1 assist for 4 points while taking 50 shots. Although Matthews had better statistics this season, McDavid's actually going to be getting more upgrades based on the plus 10 boost for finishing higher in the standings. In the postseason, we're having a familiar matchup as the Avs are going to defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning in 7 games to hoist the Stanley Cup. While Nathan MacKinnon, he was incredible in the postseason, 19 goals and 19 assists for 38 points. Keep up the great work, my guy. The 14 upgrades that Austin Matthews is getting is going to put him up to a 2 overall, while McDavid's 16 are getting him up to a 3 overall. It was a similar result in season number 2 as the Oilers are finishing 31st in the entire league while the Leafs are finishing 32nd. It was a fairly similar season for Austin Matthews, who's picking up 4 goals for 4 points including 58 shots, while McDavid, he's having a career year, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points, 44 shots. That's going to be a few upgrades for him. In the playoffs, you might be surprised, but Tampa's going to be taking on the Colorado Avalanche once again, but this time they're coming out in 5 games. I cannot stress enough how many times these two teams play each other. Like, it's actually beyond ridiculous. Looking at attribute upgrades, the 15 that Austin Matthews is getting is going to push him up to a 6 overall, while the 26 that McDavid's getting is going to push him up to an 8 overall. So I don't know if 8 overall Connor McDavid is some kind of GOAT or anything, but 41, 31, and 10, 12th in the entire league, and the Oilers are making the playoffs. So not only did they finish higher than the Leafs, but they also made the playoffs. So that's 60 attribute upgrades from McDavid alone before even looking at stats. And you might be wondering, well, where are the Toronto Maple Leafs? Dead last once again. That doesn't even make sense to me. Matthews is having a bit of a slower season, picking up only 2 points while taking 45 shots, while McDavid, 4 goals for 4 points, 60 shots. How did this team make the playoffs with you on the first line? You're a liability offensively and defensively. Like, that doesn't even make sense whatsoever. In the postseason, it should be no surprise, but the Oilers are falling in the first round, and McDavid won't be picking up any additional upgrades as he's going to have 0 points with only 2 shots. With making the playoffs last season, that's going to help McDavid a ton. He's going to get 76 upgrades, and now he's up to a 21 overall. While Austin Matthews, the 11 upgrades he's getting is only good enough for an 8 overall. The gap between these guys is quickly starting to develop. Before we get into this season though, guys, I got some great news. We've officially passed the Dallas Stars in YouTube subscribers, but now we got a new foe, and this one's personal. The St. Louis Blues, my favorite team. We gotta pass them. I don't care if they're my favorite team, we gotta get ahead of them. And with 76% of the people watching these videos not being subscribed, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on, and let's pass my St. Louis Blues. Like usual, the Edmonton Oilers are gonna be finishing above the Toronto Maple Leafs as they're finishing 22nd while the Leafs finish 28th. Matthews is gonna be having a better season. He's picking up 3 goals and 2 assists for 5 points, but you knew this team was doomed when Calle Yarcroze leaned the way with 53 points. Like, this team still has Mitch Marner, William Nylander, and John Tavares. What are these guys doing? Even without McDavid, Leon Draisaitl still puts up good numbers, but this is beyond ridiculous. And McDavid, that's a new career high for him. 2 goals, 14 assists, 16 points, 62 shots. That's going to be a handful of upgrades for him. In the postseason, of course, we're going to have the most predictable matchup of all time as the Carolina Hurricanes are going to defeat the Chicago Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup Final. The current Chicago Blackhawks. That seems about right. McDavid continues to climb with his 38 upgrades as he's going to jump to a 24 overall, while Austin Matthews, he's only going up to a 9 overall with his 17 upgrades. So guys, it's finally happened. No, the Leafs didn't make the playoffs, but they finally finished above the Oilers in the standings, so we're finishing 28. I never saw this day coming. I'm just going to keep it 100. Austin, you're having a career year. You're absolutely locked in. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points, 52 shots. I didn't think I'd see the day. McDavid, on the other hand, 6 goals, 21 helpers, 27 points, 68 shots. Also, I just thought I mentioned, Panarin's led the league in scoring the past 3 seasons, and I just haven't shown it. Good work, my guy. I respect the hustle. In the postseason, who would have thought? The Colorado Avalanche, they're defeating the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Cup final once again. Didn't see that one coming. The 40 upgrades Connor McDavid's getting is going to put him up to a 28 overall. So far, I've maxed out passing and offensive awareness, and now I'm working on shooting. While Austin Matthews, he's up to a 10 overall. His offensive awareness is up to a 76, while his slap shot accuracy is up to an 82. Hopefully, this is going to allow him to get more shots on goal, which is going to lead to more upgrades. This season was another dominant one for the Oilers. They're finishing 11th in the entire league, while the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're going to be finishing 21st. And with Edmonton making the playoffs, that means McDavid's going to be getting a few upgrades. Matthews was having a slower season, only picking up 4 points with 62 shots, while McDavid, 21 points and 121 shots. The gap between you guys is about to get massive. Now, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise with a 28 overall in the first line. The team's not going to see too much success in the postseason, and they're falling to the Avs in the first round. But McDavid, 3 points on 9 shots in the postseason, that's definitely helping the attribute upgrades. So the gap between these guys continues to grow. McDavid, he's going to be up to a 34 overall, while Austin Matthews, his 16 upgrades are getting getting him to 11 overall. So I'm making a new rule. The new rule is called Austin Matthews is a fraud. 3 times points for the next 2 seasons. Whatever attribute upgrades you're going to get, I'm timesing that by 3 because we got to get this a bit closer. The Edmonton Oilers continue to make the playoffs, being 10th in the entire league, while the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be dead last. How does Edmonton continue to dominate with a 34 overall on their first line? Matthews, 6 points, 59 shots. Yeah, you're cooked, my guy. Nothing else to say about that. While McDavid, 31 points, 154 shots. Keep up the great work. And Georgiev, 43 wins, 10 shouts, a 923 save percentage, and 224 goals against. Nah, you were locked in, my guy. Okay, how did this happen? Edmonton just won the Stanley Cup. Edmonton won the Stanley Cup with a 34 overall on the first line. Like how? McDavid, 8 points, 34 shots. How did you do that? That shouldn't even be possible. After last season, Connor McDavid is going to be getting 135 upgrades, and that's going to push him up to a 43 overall. And after I times all the attribute upgrades Austin Matthews got by 3, he's getting 51. He's a 15 overall. So the Oilers are going to continue to benefit for being in a weaker conference. They're going to make the playoffs being 18th in the entire league, while the Leafs are missing being 19th. Matthews, he's starting to step it up. He's having a career high 16 points with 125 shots, while McDavid, he's also having a career high. The only difference is his career high is 36 points and 179 shots. Yeah, they're a bit different. In the postseason, reality setting in as the Edmonton Oilers are falling in the first round, while Connor McDavid is going to record 0 points. But he's still getting a handful of upgrades. He's jumping up to a 52 overall this season, and Austin Matthews, the 123 upgrades he's getting is going to push him up to a 24. You basically have maxed out shooting at this point. You got to start putting pucks on net and start scoring, because I was expecting once you got your shooting numbers up, you should absolutely dominate this challenge. So far, you've done nothing. And finally, for the first time in this video, the impossible is happening. Both teams are making the playoffs. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Matthews, 26 points, 197 shots. Shoot the puck more, my guy. You have maxed out shooting. Shoot. And McDavid, 46 points and 166 shots. Matthews is never catching you. Although both teams are making the playoffs, they're both having a similar result, falling in the first round. The Leafs falling in the first round, who would have saw that one coming? Matthews, he's going to be picking up 1 point, while Connor McDavid, he's picking up 3. The 144 upgrades McDavid got last season is going to get him up to a 70 overall. Austin Matthews, he's a 35 overall. McDavid's literally 2 times the overall you are. Not gonna lie, that's a tough look for you, my guy. Although both of these players continue to get better, the teams are actually getting worse. The Oilers are going to miss the playoffs, finishing 22nd in the entire league, while the Leafs continue to be frauds and they're finishing 30th. I don't understand, as the players get better, how the teams get worse. You would think it would be the opposite. Matthews continues to put up career highs as he's picking up 31 points with 204 shots, while McDavid 47 points with 216 shots. And in the postseason, I got a shocker for you guys. The Avs are beating the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm convinced at this point the default setting is just Avs versus Tampa, because this happens way too often. With that season in the books, McDavid's jumping up to a 71 overall, while Austin Matthews is jumping up to a 41 overall. When the regular season came to an end, I definitely didn't see this one coming. The Leafs are finishing 9th in the entire league, while the Oilers are finishing 11th. I feel like this should happen way more often. Why do the Leafs always finish below the Oilers? I mean, yeah, this season they finally finished above, but why has that only happened 2 times so far? Alright, Austin Matthews, the numbers aren't fantastic, but 32 points, I'll take it. But you've done something that I don't think you've done since the very first season. You just outscored McDavid. McDavid had 29 points. I need you to absolutely lock in for the next 3 seasons and somehow make a comeback. If Edmonton misses the playoffs and you guys make it for the next 3 seasons, you actually might have a chance at a comeback. And in the postseason, ironically, the Leafs are losing to the Boston Bruins in the first round, while the Oilers are going to fall in the second round to the Stars. Austin Matthews, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. I guess I'll take it. While McDavid, 5 goals and 2 assists for 7 points. Keep up the great work. At one point, the gap between these 2 players was massive. Connor McDavid, he's sitting at a 77 overall, while Austin Matthews, he's making that 3-1 comeback. He's up to a 62 overall, and the gap's been cut in half. The exact result Austin Matthews was hoping for is happening. The Leafs are going to finish 12th in the entire league, making the playoffs, so the Oilers, they're finishing 27th and missing the playoffs. Matthews, he's going to be picking up 24 goals and 2 assists for 26 points, while McDavid, 18 goals, 48 assists, 66 points. Unless Matthews makes the most improbable comeback of all time, I think McDavid's got this in the bag. And what a surprise in the playoffs, the Leafs are losing in the first round once again. Ironic. Austin, we're supposed to make the improbable comeback here, and you put up 0 points in the postseason. Step it up. With Connor McDavid sitting at an 83 overall and Austin Matthews at a 73 overall, this is going to come down to the wire. But maybe it's not, because Edmonton's going to make the playoffs, finishing 9th in the entire league, while the Leafs are going to finish 25th. When this team needed to perform, they folded. Shocker. Matthews, 24 goals, 4 assists, 30 points. Pathetic numbers compared to McDavid, who's picking up 41 goals and 53 assists for 94 points. Yeah, this video's wraps. In the postseason, the Edmonton Oilers are going to make a bit of a run, but they're falling in the conference finals. But that's not going to stop McDavid from picking up 9 goals and 12 assists for 21 points. Between this season and last season, Matthews is going to be jumping up 5 overalls. But that's nothing compared to Connor McDavid's 16, and that means he's reached a 99 overall. So Connor McDavid, you've completed the challenge. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely check out the one on screen, and I'll see you next time.